idea what kind of time I have, but I want to share some things with you because and talking about remembering your true identity. And the passage from this particular sermon is from 1 Peter 2, 9 and 10, which says, "You are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people belonging to God, that you may declare the praises of God who called you out of darkness," thank you very much, "into wonderful light. Once you were not a people, but now you are the people of God." Once you had not received mercy, but now you've received mercy. The first thing is that you are completely accepted. Okay, completely. You don't have to chase after that feeling of acceptance for the rest of your life from other people. So you need to just stop doing it because God has already given you acceptance. He says, "You are mine, honey. I love you. You belong to me." It is a free gift. We simply have to receive it. You have been chosen, the Bible tells us. Number two, you are extremely valuable. Peter's second description of your true identity is this: you are a holy nation and a people belonging to God. What makes something valuable? Think just a minute. What makes something valuable? Listen, who owns it? That's what makes it valuable. Who owns it? Listen, if I had a car that I wanted to sell on Craigslist, and Beyonce had a car just like it, which I can assure you she and I will not have the same car, but she can, the car that I can afford, the car she can afford, would be two different things. But if by chance, she had a, Hyundai Sonata, yeah, okay, anyway, okay, yeah, anyway, and we both were selling it, okay, on Craigslist, okay. And she put on there, "This is my car, I've had it for several years, just decided to get rid of it." Who do you think would get the most for their car? Hello? People would pay thousands and thousands of dollars more than that Hyundai Sonata's worth. Now, they're barely going to pay me what the thing's worth. But they're going to pay her. Why? Because of who it belongs to. My brothers and sisters, who do you belong to? You belong to the holy God, the creator of heaven and earth. That's who you belong to. You belong to God.
That's good.
You belong to God. That makes you extremely, extremely valuable. Number three, you are eternally loved. That's the third thing that Peter says. He says, once you are not a people, but now you are a people of God. Peter says, once you didn't have an identity, but now you do. I want to tell you, my brothers and sisters, this has profound implications for you and me, because God now says, you are part of my family. Part of my family. And I am not ashamed of you. I'm not ashamed of you. I'll tell you, my family, my mother is ashamed of me because I'm lesbian. My sister and brother-in-law are ashamed of me. They don't care that I'm a pastor. They don't care that I'm going to be an author or that I'm a lesbian, and that's how they define me. And that's all well and good, because you know what? Thank God I don't let them define me. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's all. I let my mama know. I said, "Listen, if you need anything, I'll be there for you because I love you." But I refuse to expose myself to that negativity. It's like, she is all slung up in a fundamentalist church. I'm just like, praise Jesus, just hang on to that as long as you want to, honey. Oh, dear Lord in heaven, These people are crackhead crazy. I'll just tell you right now. They ain't got good sense. But I want to tell you something. You and I we've experienced shame, but I want to tell you something else. We also have in our human families, we got some people up in our families that we're ashamed of. Listen, that weird like Christmas vacation, aunts and uncles, or Medea's, family vacation. You got some weird folk up in your family. Like you warn your husband or your wife or your spouse or partner before you go to family gatherings, because you find out, your weird uncle's going to be there. Oh, God. Yeah, okay. And you have to explain, to them, okay, look, he walks around with a jar of mentholatum and he eats it, okay? We don't know why, okay? He says it's good for his joints. And everybody in the whole family's like, look, he's crazy. Excuse my French, but he's damn crazy, okay? All right? Or that aunt who never seems to have all the ingredients for her recipes. I got an aunt like that. So she makes these mysterious substitutes. Look, in her mind, 2 cans of dog food is about the equivalent of a pound of ground beef. Thank God her son found that out and let us all know. Look, you tell your spouse, you're like, don't eat that, I'm telling you. She will push it, she always goes home with a full thing. We all full, don't worry about it. You don't want to eat that. Look, just trust us when we tell you. Aunt Lolly, you just never know what the woman's going to put up in there. We have individuals within our families that even we are ashamed of. But I want to tell you something. That God that created you is not ashamed of you. He says, I call you by name. And I say, you are mine. And I say that with pride. I don't say that with an ounce of shame. Jeremiah 31:3 says this, I have loved you, my people, with an everlasting love. With unfailing love, I draw you to myself. Unfailing love. God's love is unconditional. That means God's love is there when you don't pray. God's love is there when you're not a nice person and you look down your nose at people. God still loves you. God's love is there when you don't go to church, when you don't support the church financially. God's love is there, period. There's nothing that you can do to make God love you more, and there's nothing that you can do to make God love you less. And this verse also tells us that God is constant. God isn't unpredictable. God doesn't have bad hair days. God isn't moody. I'm moody. You want to know why? I'm going through menopause. Oh, for those of you women who are going through it, makes you want to slap somebody sometimes. People are like, are you on your medication? Yeah, I'm on my medication. Yeah. Come here, I'm going to talk to you about some medication. Some of my best medication is just slapping people. You know what I'm saying? It makes me feel better every time. I crack myself up sometimes, but anyway. It is a nice thought that God does not wake up on the wrong side of the bed. Matter of fact, God doesn't wake up because God never sleeps. While you are sleeping soundly, God and God's angels, they're just watching over you. They're just celebrating you. And what you need to do when you awaken in the morning, turn over and get your alarm out 5 minutes and do some dreaming. Think about it. Vision boards are awesome as well, because it's something that keeps it before you. But I want to tell you, I got my publishing deal by spending 5 minutes every morning before I got out of bed and thinking about it, and thinking back to the point that I had that emotion. I was like, oh, I cannot wait to tell people. And you know what? When you get that emotion in that place and you walk into your job that is not so great, it makes all the difference in the world. And not just with the people that wear you out, but just in general. You'll be driving, you've had that emotion where it's like put you way up here, and even like when people are like pulling out in front of you, and you're like, oh, I got my publishing deal. Go ahead and pull it. It's all right. Go ahead and total this car, because I'm going to get me another one. The final thing I want to tell you is this, and that is you are capable. You are capable. You are a royal priesthood. You are chosen to tell about the wonderful acts of God. God has called every one of you to do something. What's that dream? What is it? That passion that you have that stirs within you. That is God's purpose stirring within you. And God says to you, you are capable because I made you capable. And just as Reverend Gwen was telling you, sometimes people look down on us by the things that we just enjoy doing. I decided this week I'm going to go start getting my nails done. I've been trying to let my natural nails grow out. I'm giving that one up. Can you bear it? Honey, I was getting acrylic nails for years. And the girlfriend that I had, she was like, oh, you don't need, they're messing your nails up and all this. So for about 4 or 5 months, I'm not dating her anymore. But anyway, so, and so as a matter of fact, today I was like, I'm going to get myself a set of acrylic nails because I do not like the way this looks, and I like my red nails. Thank you very much. Well, we'll talk afterwards. Thank you. That's right, what I'm talking about. Yes. Because I type, I need mine a little shorter though. Yeah. But there are times when I would like them to be quite long. You know what I'm saying? Isn't that kind of thing? It's menopause. That's all I got. It is menopause. And what I want to tell you is this. When you are doing your passion, whether it is nails, whether it is working with children.
Work it bad too,
listen to me.
Work it.
Whether it is taking somebody's order, going through the drive-thru.
Work it.
Do you understand that some people really, they enjoy that? Have you ever like gone to Walmart and there's like somebody there and they're consistent, they're like a personality there, and they just bring you joy. Like when you go there, you're thinking, I hope they are there. Do you understand that they are operating in their passion? That's light.
That's good.
That is light.
That's good.
And God says to you and God says to me, I have made you capable of being light. My brothers and sisters, God loves you more than you can imagine. His desire, my plan, to prosper you, abundance. That is God's will. Don't ever be ashamed of receiving abundance. There's some people that think, well, now, if you're a Christian, you just need to kind of, live by faith and skip by. I don't believe that. I believe that God, the God of abundance who created us, God's desire is to prosper us, not to harm us, to give us hope and a future. But we have to make a decision, and that is this: remember who you are. You are an eternal, infinite spiritual being. Thanks be to God. Amen.
Give it up for Pastor Sid for quoting Trinity. Come on. She was great. She was awesome. Well, we made our time. Quick things. It will not be a relationship unleash, Unleashed Voice, or a future Unleashed Voice magazine if it wasn't for Cathedral Praise Church of Memphis and my boo thing, my Smackavelli, my Dr. Feelgood, my baby daddy, Dr. Pastor Donnell Gooch. Wave your hand. But since we at 7:59, you long-winded. You got anything you want to say? Anything you want to say? Y'all Pastor long-winded. You got 30 seconds. Come on. I got you. You got 30 seconds. I was at 8 o'clock.
I just want to say, first of all, good evening. I think that what has been said today has really been profound. And I see a lot of my church members here. And the words that were said today ought to motivate you and push you to do more within yourself. and not only within yourself, but within your church.